Believe it or not, the CIBIL score flows slow, but the fact that particular person is not paying the creditors well in time spreads very fast. Thirdly, and very important, although there are no visible financial losses if you stagger the creditors' payment, this habit damages your balance sheet, this habit damages your financial ratios. Although you are getting your money well in time or little earlier than the due date or within due date, but the people stagger the government payments, they stagger electricity payments, sometimes stagger vendors, purchasers. So they are forcing other people to lend money to you. If I don't pay one creditor, he will tell 20 other people and they will automatically know about my habit of not paying. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Hisaabkitab. So today I am going to discuss very popular practice followed by or believed by the MSME, for that matter everybody in doing the business, that is using money of the other people. Very popular, दूसरे के पैसे से अपना business करना. I don't know who has invented it, but I have been listening to it since I was a young person, and I was listening from the mouth of my grandfather. So very old tactics, but as I grow and as I have been seeing various people using those tactics or failing in those tactics, I think the time has come to discard all these policies of using somebody else's money for our business. People go to bank and the bank puts a lot of conditions. So nobody wants to borrow and follow the stringent conditions. So people feel that it is a very good and easy method of raising finance. Absolutely, nobody can do the business with his own money. He has to depend on some other people, banks, NBFCs, and lastly, the creditors or market. When you go to bank, you have to convince the bank about your need. You have to follow the terms and conditions, give guarantees, and basically you are accountable to bank. You have to provide your balance sheet every year, renew the limits, and of course give security. But using money of others means that is a forcible borrowing by you. You are forcing somebody else to lend money to you, not money but in kind. That is, you are purchasing material on credit and not paying the supplier in time. Although you are getting your money well in time or little earlier than the due date or within due date, but the people stagger the government payments, they stagger electricity payments, sometimes stagger vendors, purchasers. So they are forcing other people to lend money to you. So this is one way people feel it is a very good practice, fast day and low cost, almost no cost. But there are a lot of injuries done by such tactics. Let us see one by one. The businessman, what he does, he staggers the payment of creditors. When one goes to bank, or one has to follow the rules of the bank and be accountable to bank. And very important thing is, defaults in banks are reflected in CIBIL. When one staggers the payment of creditors, it is nowhere reflected. The creditors do not have authority to inspect your books and verify whether their customers have received the money from their customers, and intentionally staggering the payment of creditors. So this damage, this inconvenience to creditors is very dangerous. And believe it or not, the CIBIL score flows slow, but the fact that particular person is not paying the creditors very well in time spreads very fast. This news comes to the market people automatically. If I don't pay one creditor, he will tell 20 other people and they will automatically know about my habit of not paying. So damage to your credibility is much faster and severe than damage to your credibility as reflected in CIBIL. Therefore, the tactics of using money from others is not as convenient or beneficial as one used to feel, say 20 years back. So one has to reconsider this practice. Secondly, when the vendors come to know that their customer is not paying very well in time, to protect their profitability, vendors give you substandard goods. The vendors may charge extra, so the competitive edge over bank interest rate is lost. Thirdly, and very important, although there are no visible financial losses if you stagger the creditors' payment, this habit damages your balance sheet. This habit damages your financial ratios. And when you go to bank anytime in future, the banks come to know that working capital or current asset position of this particular borrower is shabby, is not worth considering. Sometimes we have seen the balance sheets where they have got lot of current liabilities and no current assets. Because creditors have been staggered, they are not paid. Money received from the customer is, since there is no third party control on your spending, as in the case of bank, then promoters are tempted to use that money for some activities which are out of the business. Maybe they will buy extra flat, maybe they will buy additional vehicle, maybe they will buy jewelry, maybe they will add to machinery. Although sometimes it happens that creditors payments are delayed and some new machinery is paid. In that case, it is a complete management of funds. The promoter using creditors' money to buy capital goods. That means he is using short-term money to buy long-term asset. It is a complete mismatch. Therefore, the balance sheet of such people who don't pay the creditors in time, it always shows a very bad financial ratios. In turn, when actually they go to bank for any financial assistance, they don't get money from bank. These are the few bad effects or injuries to your balance sheet of the popular tactics of using some others' money for our business. Better you calculate your working capital needs, calculate your long-term goals, convince the bank or convince your any other financer, and be disciplined and keep your balance sheet and all the financial records as systematic as possible.